DWD 1134 kHz Katropa Radio. Iba tayo!
The opinions expressed on the radio program by the host, guest, and call-in listeners or chatters are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not necessarily represent the opinions of the station DWD Katropa Radio, the CRS-AFP, and the AFP in general. Viewers and listeners are urged to use their own discernment to draw their own conclusions.
Minsay isang aklat lang ang iyong dala, minsay wala naman pero papasok pa. Kahit anong mangyari ay tuloy-tuloy ka lang, basta't kami mayroong natututunan. Minsan ay kay saya ng iyong pagtuturo, minsa'y nakakatakot pag mainit ang ulo. Ngunit kahit ano pa ang ugali mo, basta't kami tiyak na natututo. O guru ko, o guru ko, ang iyong tungkulin ay di gawang biro. Ngunit ako'y
Hello, good
bilib sa'yo.
Good afternoon to all of our listeners here at DWD Katropa Radio. You are listening to your favorite Sunday afternoon habit, The Voice of the Teachers, the only radio program for teachers, by teachers, and with teachers. And this time around, we're celebrating our 6th year anniversary this month. Kumusta, Katropang Herman?
Magandang hapon, Katropang Bob, at magandang hapon sa ating mga tagapakinig.
Okay, so we are very happy to have two segments this afternoon. One is going to be on a special feature, which is going to be hosted by Katromang Herman, and our other regular segment on the first Sunday, which is Oh My God, which is going to be hosted by Katropang Manilyn. Katropang Manilyn, how are you?
I'm good. Pleasant afternoon, Katropang Bob and Katropang Herman, and also to our viewers and listeners.
We're very happy that we have very good friends who are supporting our show. And so to acknowledge our friends, I would like to call Katropang Manilyn to read our partners.
Yes, of course, our partners. Okay, we would like to thank our friends and partners. First, for our colorful VOTT mug. Ito. Ayan, the Asian Psychological Services and Assessment, or APSA. We would like to greet their CEO, Miss Liberty Nolasco. Hi, Miss Liberty. And their Business Development Head, the very friendly Miss Adelaida De Perio. For inquiries, you may contact them through telephone numbers 525-7277 or 527-1901, or you can email them at apsa.marketing@apsa.ph.
Si Ma'am Adelaida De Perio is actually watching us right now.
Oh,
yes,
hi.
nag-greet lang siya ngayon sa ating chat box.
And also, Teacher Bob, they have a Facebook page, APSA Philippines. We would also like to thank the Slimmers World Trafalgar branch. And they'll be giving away 1,500 worth of GC later on for our guest for today. Thank you, Miss Tina Parangan, one of their skin and figure consultants. Well, Slimmers World International is the Philippines' foremost name in slimming, health, fitness, and beauty. Ayan. We also like to thank Breeze Style for giving away mini notebooks and specially designed bag tags to our VOTT guest for today. Also, they also provide services such as photo booth, event souvenirs and giveaways, sweet treats and dessert buffets, lights and sounds, event singers, musicians, event hosting. And for inquiries, you may call 0906-230-9571 and look for Miss Ray Concepcion. You may also visit their Facebook page, Breeze Style, or their website at www.breezestyle23.info. And lastly, Ito, bago nating friend to,
Yes.
Teacher Bob and Teacher Herman. We would like to thank Cosmetics, Quosmetix, for helping and making us all look good
Yes.
today. Feel good and smell fresh. Actually, it is FDA approved, made in Philippines and Korea. And actually, one of their products is the odor neutralizer, which is meron tayo last Christmas.
And we all swear by it. It's really effective.
Yes, and
Very
it
good
smells
product.
good. Really.
Yes.
And also dun sa mga gusto ng mga natural products, ayaw ng mga chemicals, yung mga health conscious, yan, it's good for you. Cosmetics. And for inquiries, you may call or you may PM Joy Castillo, Katropa Joy Castillo Pasidis, FB page for her tie-up charity project under the brand for empowering Filipino women and the youth through Sipag at Tiyaga project. Ayan.
Yes.
Yan yung mga
Thank you very
friends
much to
and
all of our partners and
Yes.
friends. We would also like to thank our family here at DWDD, especially the AFP, for providing us with a platform where teachers can discuss issues, concerns, and everything else related to teaching, learning, and education as a whole. So we would like to thank
Yes, Teacher Katropang Bob. No, we would like to thank Sir Delphine Lorenzana, Secretary of Department of National Defense, AFP Chief of Staff General Filimon Santos Jr., AFP, and Major General Ernesto Castro Torres Jr., AFP of CRS AFP Commander, and Group Commander of Media and Civil Affairs Group, and DWDD Katropo Radio Station Manager, Sir Major Luzel Lara, and DWDD Katropa Radio Production NCO, Sir Jeffrey Malimban. Magandang hapon po sa inyo, sir.
Ma'am Major Luzel Lara.
Ma'am Major Luzel Lara.
Is our station manager. Very supportive as well. So, this time around, we will now go to our first segment, which is Oh My God, Gender, and Development. So, let's have Katropa Manilyn.
Ayan. Good afternoon once again to our viewers and listeners in Katropa DWDD CRS Virtual RTV ngayon. Live tayo sa FB. You can also join us in our conversation for today. Ayan. So, hindi ko na patatagalin pa, no? I'm going to introduce our very special guest for today. Brief background lang. She finished her bachelor's degree from PUP, or Polytechnic University of the Philippines. She earned her master's degree at the Philippine Women's University, and she has been in the academe for 15 years, starting in private schools, and now she is in San Bartolome High School. She authored several supplemental instructional materials for public school students. She is an advocate, of course, of gender equality and has been invited by various organizations and institutions as speaker on GAD issues and topics, as she is one of the gender and development focal persons in Quezon City. Of course, no other than the very promising, smart, and beautiful inside and out, Miss Pinky Roduta.
Yes.
Ayan. Good afternoon, Miss Pinky.
Hi, good afternoon, Katropang Manilyn.
Manilyn,
So, yes, thank you for inviting me here. It's an honor and privilege to be part of your program.
Wow. Actually, excited na ako ulit because I have here my segment. But before we start, ma'am, no, I would like to know, how do you become part of GAD here in Quezon City?
Okay, so I became part of Gender and Development Quezon City when my school head noticed that gender equality has been my advocacy. So since then she designated and appointed me as the focal person in our school. So by the way, our school head is Miss Saida Empadullo and my department head is Miss Rosemary Trebe. Since then, they are very much supportive with my projects in school.
Okay, ma'am, for the benefit of our audience, how do we define God based on your own perspective and the Department of Education's perspective?
Yes, so gender and development. So we hear development, no? So God is a participatory and proactive process to empower and strengthen individuals, regardless of their gender preference or sex, and From DepEd's perspective, it is the integration of the principles of gender equality, gender equity, gender sensitivity, non-discrimination, and of course human rights in the provisions and governance of basic education. And it is indicated in our vision.
Yes.
No? Now, we need to create an gender-sensitive environment for our students. So, we really need to work hard on it. And we're doing very well.
Yes.
Yes.
Especially in QC, Manila.
Yeah.
Since our topic is about God best practices, para malaman ng lahat, ano po ba yung God best practices? Pag sinabi mong God best practice, ano yun?
So when we say God best practices, when our projects leave a lasting impact on the person or in the organization that we partner, like in our school, we integrate God in our daily lessons. So students become more tolerant and they accepted their classmate without judgment. Okay, so best practices we can say when they apply what we share to them. Okay.
Okay, so hindi lang siya basta program, one-time program. Dapat
Yeah.
it should be sustainable and
Yes.
continuous.
And you're practicing it.
Yes. So what are the programs, ma'am, that you have in your school, particularly in San Bartolome High School? What programs do you have?
Yes, we do a lot of programs. No, we have a lot of programs in school. So first, we do a massive campaign for grade 7 students. So grade 7 students, so they are the fresh students in school. We do a room-to-room campaign on the basics of gender and development. So what are the basics of gender and development? So the difference between sex and gender sensitivity, and the likes. For them to know that our school is a gender-sensitive school. So what makes a school a gender-sensitive? So, of course, it focuses on the principle that development is for all, right? So everyone, female or male, has the right to equal opportunity to achieve a full and satisfying life.
So those are for the students.
Yeah, those are for the students. So, and also we are using gender neutral or gender fair language in everyday teaching.
Yes.
Okay? So, instead of using chairman, we use chairperson.
Or chair.
Yeah, okay, chair. It can be chair. So that's gender neutral language, and they are used to it now in our school, in our students.
Na-practice na nila.
Yes, was there a particular event in which yung school ninyo really did massive review of your curriculum and even the lessons to make sure that you practice gender fair language?
Yeah, in our division in Quezon City, we do write shop.
Yes.
Yeah, we do write shop, and then we
For
evaluate.
every subject
Yeah,
area.
every subject. We evaluate the books, the textbooks that we are using. And then we found out then that it's still a lot, no?
Yes.
There are a lot of things to...
Yes, because usually, for example, when we talk about bayani, usually yung
Yeah.
examples natin sa heroes, puro lalaki.
Yeah, Bonifacio.
Ilan lang
yeah.
yung babae.
Yeah.
So talking about gender neutrality and gender fair language, even the lessons, even the texts that we use should reflect that.
Yes,
Examples of professions as well should be reflective of that as well.
Exactly.
Na when we say teacher, hindi lang babae teacher. Because it works in the minds of the students, yung mga mag-aaral, na once na condition sila na itong profession is usually the profession of one particular gender or sex, nakukondisyon din yung kaisipan ng mga bata, ng mga tao, na this particular profession is most likely para sa ganitong sex lang. So, balance dapat.
Okay.
Yeah. Ngayon sa school. So, random, na siya, parang wala nang male, wala nang female, it's mixed already.
And aside from that one, I think this time around, ang nangyayari is that teachers are now de-emphasizing yung concept ng ang ama, ang haligi ng tahanan, ang ina, ang ilaw ng tahanan. Na-de-emphasize na yan. Because, yun na nga, we're also conditioning the minds of the children na ang ama talaga, kailangan talaga yung haligi. And if you don't do that, kung nanay yung nagtatrabaho, yung tatay ko pala is a weakling. So that also has a psychological effect sa mga bata.
Yes.
Yeah.
Magkakaroon din ng confusion yung bata. Ano ba talaga? Parang gano'n.
It will fall under gender bias and gender stereotyping, and that is one of the gender issues in gender and development. So yung gender stereotyping and gender bias.
Miss Pinky, meron naman akong gustong i-clarify naman kasi sabi niya kanino is inclusive na nga yung gender and development doon sa curriculum ng mga bata.
Yes.
Una kong tanong ay, usually anong level siya naka-include? And also another question, dalawa talaga agad, no? Oo. And ikalawang question naman, ma'am, Miss Pinky, no? Yung tungkol naman doon sa training naman ni teachers, ng mga teachers. Kasi syempre kailangan, di ba, pinapractice yun eh. Personally, dapat magaling din sa kanila eh. So, yun nga, yung first tanong ko, anong level siya sa school ninyo ini-include? At saka yung isa naman, how about naman yung training naman ng mga teachers para sa pag-implement naman ng inclusion doon sa lessons nila?
Okay, thank you, Katropa Herman. So, first question, no? So, grade 7, ang umpisa namin ng bata, grade 7. So, but, based from my seminars na I attended, so may mga elementary teachers din kaming mga kasama. So definitely, sa elementary pa lang, talagang binabago na natin yung culture. Na-orient na, may awareness na yung mga bata tungkol sa pagbabago o yung gender and development. And when it comes to trainings and seminars, super full blast ang support ng ating Division of Quezon City. Di ba, nakita nyo naman ang ating mayor, ang ating so talagang pag may issue regarding gender and development, talagang hindi pinapalagpas. So, mga trainings, napakarami. So, kaya makita natin na sa QC, alam lahat, aware, no, ang mga bata, pati ang mga teachers, kasi meron silang massive campaign about gender and development.
Quezon City is very progressive. In fact, na-reflect din yan sa mga ordinances, mga programs.
Exactly.
Mga programs ng city. We have, in fact, Pink Festival, yung sa film. Yung sa film. And then, we also have ordinances na kailangan mga buildings should also be adjusting to society na meron na yung mga comfort rooms. They already have requirements for the comfort rooms na kailangan it should not only be male, female, but we also have, let's say, neutral comfort rooms. They have been provided already.
Okay. Since I've heard, Ma'am Pinky, that you're part of an organization, which is the Rotary Club in San Bartolome, do you involve NGOs or other organizations in your projects in your school?
Okay, yes, no? Our
And
family,
how?
Our family is an active member of Rotary, including my kids, my husband, very supportive. Because
Actually, the president.
my husband is the current president of Rotary Club of San Bartolome. And in all our meetings, as well in our documents, minutes, or communications, we see to it that we are using gender fair language.
Okay.
Siyempre, we need to start from within. When our club members get used to it, it radiates outside the club. So meaning, members would begin to use gender fair language at home, in school, or in their places of work. So we make it a point na whenever we have this meeting, so we use gender fair language. And very supportive, na maganda ang feedback nung, ganito pala, oo nga no, dapat ganyan na pala yung ginagamit natin nowadays.
Pero syempre, di ba sa mga projects and programs, hindi siya talaga smooth sailing, no? Minsan may mga challenges din. So, Ma'am Pinky, what are the challenges that you've experienced dun sa pag-put up, pag-promote ng God sa school niyo?
Hindi yan maiiwasan. Of course, we sometimes receive not so good comments, mostly from people. Okay, so
even other teachers, ma'am, di ba? Yung mga traditional
So,
teachers.
what I did, for me, it only encouraged me to do more and educate them. So it's just about educating them and encourage them to imbibe diba, the positive impact of gender and development. So that's this thing that I can do. So encourage them and educate them more on gender and development.
Question, since we're talking about good practices, what are good practices that have been practiced in the schools, maybe in Quezon City and the other divisions that you have observed, na nag-respond yung school by way of changing or providing certain facilities to respond to the different needs of both sexes?
Like meron kami ngayon pinapatayong building, no? And then I proposed to our principal na magkaroon kami ng neutral restroom. So very open naman siya na magkaroon kami ng restroom, mag-allot siya dun sa building na tinatayo ng restroom para doon sa mga LGBT Q++ community. Okay, and then ito nationwide natin to, no, campaign yung women's 'di ba, during March may Women's Month program. So since God advocates equality, so we have programs for teachers, for male and female teachers, for students and for parents as well. So hindi lang para doon talaga sa babae. So nagkaroon na siya ng development. Okay, kasi syempre part din ng community natin at malaki rin ang impact ng mga kalalakihan sa ating lipunan. So for the students, we have this seminars, feeding programs. For teachers, we are giving kikay kit, and then free manicure, pedicure, and haircut for male and female teachers, and for the parents, free livelihood trainings. And then we are inviting our stakeholders to be our sponsors and take part in our activities. So yung involvement nila ng community, ng stakeholders in our school during Women's Month celebration, so napakagandang effect. Lahat nagkakasama-sama.
Yung concern ko lang is that you mentioned yung mga giveaways na kikay kit and so on. This could be cosmetics only, but when we talk about programs talaga na institutionalize, I think one of the things that we should look into is the provision of the needs of girls in our schools as yung needs ng boys. For example, when it comes to the restrooms, the females usually would require clean water. Iba kasi yung lalaki sa paggamit ng comfort room, iba rin yung sa babae.
Yes.
Now, that is the thing that I'm referring to na, are there really changes that are being implemented to answer the specific needs of one sex and as compared to another sex? So, iba-iba yung mga needs ng lalaki, ng babae. And to be inclusive, because in gender and development, we also talk about inclusivity. Has this also been accorded proper attention?
Yeah, so in our school, so in the, like for example, in the girls' restroom, no, we have this, what do you call that? And then, nakalagay doon yung mga napkins, tissue, yung mga needs nila. So, yung nilalagyan ng 5 peso coin. So, meron ng ganun. Kasi dati, when you're in public school, walang ganyan. So, ngayon, dahil need arises, so, kailangan, maging responsive tayo sa need ng ating mga learners, ng female and male. So, meron na tayong ganun. Sa dati din, yung male comfort room namin, walang lock or walang door. Di ba? Open lang siya. So ngayon kailangan na talaga. Kasi syempre, 'di ba, sa din ng mga bata, security at sa pangangailangan din nila. So in our school, nagpo-practice naman po ng mga ganyan.
Okay, ma'am, as a God focal person, how do you sustain the God programs in your school? Yung may source of fund ba?
Yes,
or
of course, no. Yung sa lahat naman siguro, yes, our school has meager funds. But, yeah, that's true. But this does not stop us from advancing our advocacy. So, we top NGOs, like Rotary Club of San Bartolome. So we partner with other government agencies like DNR. Yan. We invite lawyers who are also an advocate
Yes.
of gender and development to be our resource speakers in seminars, and that's free of charge. Yeah. We partner with the barangay. So our barangay San Bartolome, they are very much cooperative and supportive, no? Especially their God focal person, Gakawa Teresa Pascual. So we integrate in our curriculum gender equality issues. So we just need to be resourceful and creative to sustain every programs that we need for our students, no? Parang ganun lang talaga
I
siya.
believe school officials should learn or develop the talent for environmental scanning. Yung
Yeah.
SWOT analysis.
SWOT, yeah.
Yung SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Any school official, school leader should have that ability to be able to scan their environment. Ano ba yung strengths natin? Ano ba yung opportunities natin? Especially because, as you have mentioned, weakness, bigger funds.
Yeah.
So, what are the opportunities that are available? So, yun.
So, yun, because of our creativity and resourcefulness. Yan. So, we pass through with all the struggles of being a coordinator or a God focal person. So, pag sabi nga, can I quote from a Helen Keller that alone you can do so little,
Yes.
but
hands.
together we can do so much.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true.
So message na lang, Teacher Pinky, for our teachers, co-teachers, and students.
Okay, so by the way, before my message, just want to comment DW, sorry,
Double D.
Double D, no, for inviting me here again. Thank you so much for your time. So, thank you din kasi meron kayong voice for the teachers. Yan, so my message is gender and development is not just empowering women. Rather, it is advancing gender equality. Individuals, regarding of gender and sex, are equal. Every one of us deserves respect. After all, we are created equal. In accepting everyone without prejudice, we allow them to determine their potentials. So thank you so much, and good afternoon to all our viewers.
Would you
You're very
like
welcome.
to promote anything? Or
Yeah, I just want to say hi to my Rotary Club of San Bartolome family, sa Gender and Development Club of San Bartolome, so headed by Miss Tricia Luna, and to my ESP family. So thank you so much to all our viewers and for watching.
yes, thank you, Ma'am Pinky, for sharing your knowledge and your time
Yeah.
to us. Na.
Okay. Now, before we go to our next segment, I would just like to greet some of our friends who are watching us right now. Cypher Escobar, who's watching us all the way from the United States, including my sister, Melissa Ann Ancheta. She's watching us right now all the way from Texas. So we have an international audience again this afternoon.
Yes, Teacher Bob, katropang Bob, no, talagang ang layo na ng mga reach ng ating show. So talagang we are very thankful doon sa mga talagang nandyan lagi para sumuport sa atin.
Since we were talking about gender and development a while ago, I would just like to share yung discussion ni Zozibini Tonzi, Miss Universe 2019. There was this comment that was made with regard to yung mga kababaihan na they would be required, somehow there's this pressure to get married and to choose between marriage and their careers. I think that's unfair. So yun nga yung sabi ng ibang tao na when you're going to be a successful person, you do not need to give up one over the other to be considered successful. If you have a career and then you want to have children, you want to start a family, you do not need to say, hindi ko muna i-focus yung sarili ko sa career ko because family muna. Responsibilities of the family are also borne by both parents, hindi lang sa isa. So it's unfair. That's actually one of the unfair things na nangyayari na we require the women to choose between their career success and motherhood.
And yes nga, katropang Bob, no, ang dami pa rin ganyang mga pangyayari sa almost maraming cultures in the whole world.
Mhm.
So sana nga talaga mas, alam mo yun, ma-advocate pa talaga yung gender and development.
Yes. Okay, so we are now going to be moving on to our next segment, which is going to be hosted by Katropang Herman.
Ayan, so magandang hapon mga katropa, no? So tayo po ay may special feature for this afternoon para pag-usapan ng isang advocacy. Okay? Ang advocacy nila yung tinatawag na project paper or passion and ambition to prosper through educational resources, no? And also gusto ko pong ipakilala yung guest natin for this afternoon. Siya po ay dating Strand Chair of ABM or ABM of University of Santo Tomas Senior High School Department, and currently Energy Market Analyst of Meralco Power Generation, and at the same time siya yung Champion of Service President ng Rotary Club of Kamuning East po. So, and yes, wait lang. So, ngayon naman siya ay kumukuha naman ng kanyang degree in the same university, University of Santo Tomas, PhD in Economics. And yes, hindi ko na patatagalin Katropang Bob. Let's welcome Mr. Sosimo Membrebe Jr. Magandang hapon, sir. Kumusta po kayo at welcome to the show.
Magandang hapon din po at thank you very much for the invitation, DWDUD, at DWWD.
Yes.
Yes,
Marami tayong mga guests na taga-Rotary.
Yes.
Earlier, Rotarians. The present guest natin ngayon is also a Rotarian.
And yung next show natin
Will also be
kasunod sa atin.
will also be a show ng isang Rotary Club.
Apo.
Okay.
Ayan. So kaya nga po nandito si Sir Sosimo is because para ma-inspire po tayo. Alam ko naman lahat ng mga organizations, meron sila talagang very strong mga advocacy program. At ngayon po ay bibigyan tayo ng inspiration ni Sir Sosimo about this. So, but before that, yan, gusto ko muna malaman ng konti, Sir Sosimo, about your organization. And after that, bigyan na rin kami ng linaw about your advocacy project.
Alright. Actually, our project named Project Paper, Passion and Ambition to Prosper Through Educational Resources is actually a project that aims to give educational resources to far-flung areas of the country. We actually started with one very far area, ano po siya, no, sa tip po siya ng Cebu, pinakandulo po ng Cebu. It's in Hinatilan. Bakit po, if you will try to look at it, bakit po educational resources? Kasi po, one of the biggest problem of that area is not necessarily, di ba yung iba po ang problems nila probably is, ang tawag dito, halimbawa, siguro kulang ng facilities, ganun. Pero dito po sa mga schools na to, ang kulang talaga sa kanila is educational resources. Like some students does not have pencils, they do not have notebooks. So ibig sabihin, they are not encouraged to go to school because in the first place, they do not have the means or they do not have the resources para po makapag-aral. So, if you, kung tatanungin nyo po, di ba kapag halimbawa mga bata, walang resources, wala bang tumutulong sa kanila? Meron naman. Ang problema nga lang kasi, pag dun sa mga rural areas, hindi kasi, halos karamihan sa kanila is walang access to educational resources. Like for instance, paper, pencils and the like. So last nandito sa newsletter na binigay ko sa inyo, no, last July actually we went to these areas and we actually gave them papers, pencils and the like para yun nga sabi nga namin para kahit papaano ma-encourage sila to go to school. But actually this project paper has a series of we start with the educational resources. Later on we are hoping na meron din kaming ibibigay sa kanila na other resources such as books because they're at least dun sa pinuntahan namin ng lugar, it's in Barangay Anaw, that is in Hinatilan, Cebu. Wala po sila talagang library. Wala po silang access ng, they do not have a library. Walang signal.
Yes.
So, making it really difficult for them to be encouraged going to school.
I am just reminded of another group na parang suki din natin dito, the Pink Women on Fire, if you would remember, na sila pumupunta din sa mga kasulok-sulukan ng country natin.
And they partner with other organization para maihadala yung
Yes.
help nila.
Yes.
Like mga mountaineers, like that.
So, Project Paper also does the same thing, but they are also expanding. Aside from notebooks and pencils, you're also going into, let's say, books and other facilities.
Yes po.
When did Project Paper begin?
Actually, the project paper, yung pong mismong plano for the project paper started last June. And then, dun po sa, when we had, kasi po sa Rotary, we have plans and programs that we are presenting to our governor. So, it started when we, actually, yung conceptualization po siguro, it started nung January. Then, naging paper po siya, naging nasa black and white paper na po siya nung June, and then it was implemented as early as, August po pala siya. It was implemented po pala in the month of August. So, when it was during the implementation, to be honest, meron pong little difficulty. Na-anticipate na naman po namin. Kasi po, medyo mahirap po yung access talaga dun sa area. So, initially, we brought sobrang dami pong paper. Yung pong mga school supplies, medyo madami pong school supplies. Unfortunately, hindi po namin na-realize na sobrang bigat pala. So, we need more baggages.
Yes.
And initially po, there are only 2 club mates. Dalawa po kami ng club mates ko na nagpunta po sa Cebu. Pagkatapos bakala po namin, kaya namin yung lahat. Kaso po, doon po sa project namin, kailangan po namin sumakay ng habal-habal. Kasi po, it's from Cebu City, it's 7 hours from Cebu City, and then 45-minute habal-habal ride. So, yun po, although nagkaroon naman po kami ng ocular visit, although we did not anticipate that these things would happen, yung pong start niya talaga, kasi po before, meron po kasi talaga, kaya nga po passion and ambition to prosper. Kasi po ambitious po talaga siya, medyo ambitious po yung start niya. Kasi we started po by trying to look at the areas in the Philippines with the highest magnitude of poverty.
Okay.
And talagang based on
Okay.
demographics.
I wanted to ask that question, although yung first question na gusto kong itanong was, what was that germ of an idea that started the ball rolling sa project paper? But the other thing which I also wanted to ask is why in Cebu, of all places? Na parang kung ikaw, you're a club, Rotary Club, yung immediate community mo usually is going to be parang that's your market, that's where you operate. But why in Cebu? And somehow you answer that. One of the answers I'm quite sure is because you also look at kung ano yung highest incidence of poverty.
Yes po.
Okay. Is there any other reason why you also opted to go to other places instead of serving your immediate community?
Actually, project paper po kasi has a series, no? Meron po project paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, paper 4. Although yung pong yung na-implement pa lang po is 1 and 2, and then we are about to implement project paper 3, which will be in Quezon City po. For project paper, for the initial project paper, ang gusto po kasi talaga naming mangyari sana is to reach those areas na alam po namin na walang access for educational, yung mga educational things. Kasi po, the way I see it po, other areas, like for instance in Manila or in Quezon City, they have, kumbaga, there are people who are having a hard time studying because they lack these things, pero meron pong help na dumadating. What we wanted po as a club, and I personally po, what I wanted, para po siguro mas mabigyan ng chance yung mga tao or para mas maengganyo sila mag-aral, is to reach out to them. So, yun po talaga yung motivation, to reach out to yung at least kung bakit po dun sa malalayong areas. Kasi po, we want to reach out, we want to encourage them to study, we want to encourage them to study harder, something like that.
Katropang Bob, meron lang akong medyo curious na tanong, no?
Yes.
Pag nung nag-visit kayo dun, Sir Sosimo, no, sa lugar dun sa beneficiaries ng programa, ano pa yung mga napansin ninyong iba pang mga needs or unique needs na nakita ninyo na, sa susunod yung or phase 2 ng project sa lugar na yon, at least maibigay rin yung tulong sa kanila?
Honestly, other than the books po na medyo naglalak talaga dun sa area, the area po kasi lacks water resource.
So these are the facilities now.
Yes po. If the way I see it po, when we went there, ang meron lang pong access, yung meron lang pong running water na, as in, if I'm not mistaken, nag-operate lang like from 8 p.m. to 5 p.m. Parang work lang, parang gano'n. Yung as in continuous po na running water sa kanila is in the school.
Okay.
Other than that, as far as I remember, they have to walk like 15 minutes bago magkaroon po ng access to water. So, if educational resources po ang pag-uusapan, definitely number one po talaga is books. Hindi ko rin po kasi masabi, computers po, the teachers have computers, but the kids, I mean the students, do not have these things. Kasi nga po kasi nga po siguro kulang po siguro yung budget si local government. At the same time, wala din po silang kumbaga wala pong signal dun sa area.
Walang signal, and maybe I don't know, with the electricity.
Yes po. Actually, very few individuals po dun have access to electricity.
I would even say that yung sinasabi mong 15-minute walk towards, let's say, source of water, they're somehow luckier compared to other communities na nasa
mas malayo po. Yes,
talaga. I used to be working, I was the consultant for the youth of our vice governor in our province before, and that was one of the issues that we would discuss sa provincial council for the protection of children. And when we discuss about education, yun doon maririnig na there are some schools that are put up dahil kailangang merong school sa barangay na yon. But when you look at kung taga saan yung mga bata, they have to walk maybe 30 minutes, maybe even an hour dahil malayo yung bahay nila. So ganun yung problema na kaya ko sinasabi na there are some communities na akala natin that's already a very, very sad and destitute situation. Meron pa palang iba. And meron din tayong nakikitang some children would even be putting their lives in danger dahil yung bridge na they have to cross is yung parang yung gumaganon-ganon pa sila. Yes.
I see. Yes po. So, yun po. I think these are the resources needed. Pero I think insofar as encouraging them to go to school is concerned, I think for now po, yung pong library and maybe an access to computers is one of the best help po that we can give. Isi-share ko lang din po, in these areas, wala po kasing, they cannot afford to have a uniform. So wala din po silang uniform, and at the same time they do not have, some of them, for good reason, I think. Wala po talaga, hindi pala good yung reason, pero for some reasons po, they do not have slippers po going to school, or kung meron man po, sira na, something like that. So I think kung sa level po ng student, slippers po is one of the most immediate, and then to be followed by the library. And
tsaka I think ito rin kasi yung concept ng mga parents, if I'm not mistaken, their first priority would all the time be food.
Yes po.
Putting food on the table.
Yes.
So kahit yung chinelas, that's not a priority. The priority would be putting food on the table. So, kung meron tayong mga kaibigan sa ating community who would be able to provide our children, kasi para na rin to sa health nila, to protect themselves. Kasi maglalakad sila na barefoot, we do not know, baka merong mga sharp objects yan, meron silang wounds, and that's going to be if there is a break on the tissue, that's going to be where germs, bacteria might enter, and that will be endangering their health.
Yes po.
Tama yan, katropang Bob. No, I think siguro bago ako mag-proceed sa next question ko, well, baka meron dyan mga group of organizations na pwede ring maging part ng project paper. And let's move on to the next question, Sir Sosimuno. And my question is that, ano yung mga plan ng organization ninyo, ikaw bilang leader ng project paper, to make this project more sustainable, or mas ma-develop pa siya, or mas magpatuloy pa siya?
Actually, most of our club mates is supportive naman po with the idea that our intervention, or should I say our immersion with the community, will not end during that time. Although it's not yet on the table, I am so sure anytime within this year we will go back to that area, and since we already told them what are the things needed by these people, ang gagawin po namin, kasi before po there are only 2 individuals who went there kasi po
Yes.
due to some constraints with the schedule, pero this time po we will have a longer preparation, and rest assured po kasi po before we go there, or before we went to the area, we actually go to the mayor. Parang 3 times po kasi kami nakapunta doon. Nung first 2 visits po namin, we were not able to meet the mayor kasi siguro po natataon na pag nandun po kami, meron meeting sila dito sa Manila. Pero nung pong last time po na nagpunta kami doon, the mayor told us na pwede daw po naming ipa-deliver yung mga goods na ibibigay doon sa area via LBC or through LBC. Pagkatapos po, kami na lang yung pupunta doon. So it will be easier for us.
Okay.
So if as far as my club mates and us are concerned, we believe na we wanted to start sa ngayon yun nga, last time po we started with the basic needs, which are yun na nga po, pencils, papers, and the like. Then next time we will try to give the books. We are hoping also sana na before yung, di ba po, every June merong Brigada Eskwela, we can also go there and try to put something on the table. Like, ngayon lang, before this interview po, actually, meron na po talaga nag-pledge po ng books, educational books, or meron na rin po nag-pledge ng encyclopedia. Pero, most of them po, kasi po ang tinutulungan po namin are both elementary and high school. So, most of the things po na ready is for high school, pero for elementary po meron rin naman po, pero siguro po if there are more help na kung mas madami pong elementary books na makakarating, better po syempre for the kids.
I just have a question.
Yes,
What
po.
if you're a non-Rotarian?
Yes, po.
But if you want to join the project paper, pwede ba yun? Is it possible?
Yes po, actually other than project paper po, we have several projects po talaga in Quezon City and also in other areas. Like before po, meron po kaming project sa Cotolengo. We are helping yung po mga abandoned children with special needs. During that project po, madami po kaming non-Rotarians na pumunta. And we are actually, sa Rotary po kasi meron po kaming tinatawag na Rotary Community Corps. So these are certain group, yun po, yung Rotary Community Corps.
Tandahan tayo dahil kung sasabihin natin corpse,
Ay,
patay
sorry.
na katawan niya.
Sorry po, yes po. Rotary Community Corps, yes po. Na sila po yung mga non-Rotarians, hindi po sila formal members ng Rotary, but they can help po with our projects.
Yes.
po.
In fact, many Masons, many lodges would go to Cotolengo to also help.
Yes po.
Yes.
Ayan.
Yes,
So, well, ang isa ko pang gusto ko itanong po dyan, kung babalikan nyo po yung conceptualization ng project paper, ano talaga yung nagbigay sa'yo ng inspiration at ito ay naisip mo maging advocacy?
Honestly, meron po kasing, I think you mentioned po earlier, we are, nagtitake po kasi ako ng PhD ngayon in economics. So, meron po kasing, it started po, on top of my head, yung po sa kay Amartya, it started with the idea of Amartya Sen, which has something to do with the book entitled Development as Freedom. My personal take po kasi dun sa book na yon is development, in a way I can say development is relative, no? And there is no one perfect formula for development. Kasi po most of the time when we talk about poverty, ang iniisip po ng mga tao is just income.
Yes.
But actually, poverty is not really when you lack money. Personally, I believe that poverty is the lack of access to, ang term po ni Amartya Sen dun is lack of, I forgot yung term, pero the lack of yung pong mga access po natin to
Opportunities?
Yes po, yung pong lack of access po natin to opportunities, ganun po. So, if there is a lack of opportunity, if there is kung sakasakali pong naglalak yung opportunity ng mga tao, then pero let's say, for instance po, madami pong mga opportunities na nandyan, pero wala silang pera. We cannot say that they are poor.
Yes.
So it started po talaga with that development as freedom, and then doon po kasi sa book na Amartyasin, pinapakita po doon yung mga lahat po ng mga bagay-bagay na nangyayari around the world. And then I realized na a lot of people are looking into, let's say, giving livelihood to a certain individual, let's say for instance giving things, personal things to they are giving personal things, pero marami pang, kumbaga, there are other areas na kumbaga there is a lack of access talaga to parang kumbaga as simple as educational resources, wala na sila. So
I like what you said na when we talk about poverty, it does not only refer to money, the lack of money. Kasi there are a lot of people who may have money but they are spiritually impoverished.
Yes po.
They are spiritually corrupt. There are also other individuals who may have the basic necessities, but yung kultura nila, wala silang masyadong connection sa environment nila because they have also been robbed of their culture, of their spirituality, of their connection to their environment. So yun yung dapat nating isipin, and I think that's why modern economics this time around is looking at the concept of poverty and wealth in a different way, na it should be all-encompassing, hindi lang palagi pera.
Yes po. Naalala ko na po yung term. Ang term po pala ni Amartyasin is achieved functioning, and that achieved functioning po is yung pong achieved functionings na yun is not only about money, but it would yung po, nandun po yung education, health, and in a way po income. So dun that po kasi, that concept of achieved functioning is one of the pillars po of yung pong inisip po natin yan na sustainable development, na development is not only it's not only economic, but it should also be social and environmental.
So yun, sa 17 sustainable goals,
yes,
you have poverty alleviation, gender equality. You also have, let's say,
Zero hunger.
Yes, smart cities, if
Yes,
I'm not
po.
mistaken. Maraming nakalagay doon sa 17 goals ng SGD, but not too many people understand kung ano yun. And I think it would be good if we also have, let's say, a segment from time to time or a feature on the sustainable goals. One of the goals pala ng SGD, yung number 17, is yung allies, if I'm not mistaken. So kailangan din ng mga partners, mga advocates for the SGD. Hopefully we can also be able to contribute to the achievement of these goals
Through our show.
Yes.
Ayan. And another question, Sir Sosimo, can you tell us naman kung sino ang somehow naging part ng team mo in doing this advocacy?
Actually, all our club mates po talaga, I believe all our club mates did their part in achieving the project paper po, kasi po other club members, they give out money, other members, they give out their personal input. When I say input po, yung po mga ideas po nila, yung mga bagay po na kailangan naming i-prepare before we go there, yung po mga basic policies that we need to do, yung po mga lahat po ng mga kailangan naming ma-encounter bago po magsimula yung project. So I personally believe that this project po is, kumbaga, this project will not happen without the help of all our club mates, and of course the support din po of the local government unit, because when we went there, it's in Hinatilan, Cebu po, the barangay chairmans, the mayor, and all the staff of the mayor is really welcoming. So I think this project paper will not happen without the help of without the support of the entire club as well as the local government unit there.
Okay.
And in terms of delivering the service or the help to this particular community, usually kasi may mga partners din ng isang advocacy project. And ang tanong ko dyan, ang sunod kong tanong, just in case mayroon kayong need na partner na NGOs, ano yung profile na kinakailangan ng iyong team? Magandang tanong yun para ma-sustain natin yung proyekto.
Yes po. If there is an NGO po na pwedeng makatulong sa amin, I believe this is the NGO who has a genuine desire to po to ensure quality education not only here but also in far-flung areas. I think this should also be an NGO na meron din parang kumbaga concern din po sa hunger and poverty in a certain area kasi po personally, other than educational resources, one of the very evident need po in some areas po na walang masyadong puno, wala pong masyadong arable land is yung po talagang food.
But Rotary is also an NGO.
Yes po.
Siguro mga businesses that may be aligned with their objectives.
Opo.
Anyway,
Yung CSR nila po.
Anyway, it's almost 2 o'clock. We only have less than 3 minutes to go. So we would like to take this opportunity once again to thank the AFP for the platform that is provided to us teachers where we can discuss issues and concerns related to learning, education, and teaching. We would like to thank the Secretary of the Department of National Defense, Secretary Delphine N. Lorenzana, the AFP Chief of Staff, General Fidimonte Santos Jr., CRS AFP Commander Major General Ernesto Castro Torres Jr., Group Commander of Media and Civil Affairs Group, and DWDD Katropa Radio Station Manager, the very friendly and beautiful Ma'am Major Luzelle Lara. The ever-friendly Sergeant Jeff Malimban, the DWDD Katropa Radio Production NCO. Thank you very much for your support. And also our partners, we have cosmetics, 100% all natural, organic. We have Slimmers World, Trafalgar Branch. We also have the APSA, the Asian Psychological and Services and Assessment. And we also have Breeze Style. Thank you very much. Parting words?
Well, I think para sa first segment kanina, let's help in promoting gender and development, and let's help naman sa ikalawang segment na matupad ang mga advocacies at para masustain po ito lalo.
Ms. Manilyn?
Siguro na lang, no man is an island. So we have to work together. Yun talaga yung pinaka-ano natin. We have to be together, to work together, and to achieve our goals.
I would like to greet my friends from Pagadian City who are watching our show this afternoon. I would also like to greet isang katropa natin, si AJ Garchito Rena. He's watching us right now. My friends from Pagadian, Asuri Hawani Jr., Marianet Marcaban, Kuyang Ariel Miranda Castaneda, thank you very much for tuning in to DWDD Katropa Radio. In behalf of Dr. Ray Samson, this is your host, Bobby Ancheta.
I'm Katropang Herman.
Manilyn Legaspi Tilde.
And we are the
voice
of
of
the
the
teachers.
Ito ang DWDD 1134 kHz. Balita, impormasyon at musika. AM at FM pinagsama. Ito ang Katropa Radio. Iba tayo.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa 1134 kHz. DWDD Katropa Radio. Iba tayo. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas.
Ibalik ang pagtitiwala ng bayan